Hello Beauty News family, welcome back to Beauty News. Today we are doing a little recap.
We are.
A recap of things that were interesting because one, they were actually interesting, or two, the community found them interesting or controversial or all of the above, that released while we were away.
We were away. I pushed out a baby.
Yeah, pushed one out.
Pushed one out.
Yes.
We didn't want to go without recapping some of the interesting things.
All right, we're just going to start at the start,
Yeah.
which is A, and we're going to go through it. We've seen the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Volume 4 Norvina. Norvina palette.
No.
So this looks like the Urban Decay Naked Purple Ultraviolet palette.
Yeah,
Just
it's got a split of purples and...
yeah, on a huge scale with bright yellow.
Yes, but this is definitely more pink. And the pop of yellow, what the fuck?
I don't even know.
I don't know.
I don't know. These palettes and we're not living in the same universe. We're not on the same wavelength.
No, see, when I originally saw this, I was like, okay, this looks probably the one I'm more interested in.
Yeah.
But I really think what I'm more interested in is the brown quad in the top right-hand corner.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that, I'm not interested.
I'm interested in the browns and everything else. I'm like, I don't want it. Yeah.
Yeah. But when I saw swatches of these, I'm just like, there is so much redundancy.
Yeah.
I'm just not living for it. But I understand that if I feel sorry for people that bought all three and been like, I need to finish a collection.
The collection.
If you're have a collector's mentality, I'm sorry for you because these are expensive and they're going to keep coming. But it's probably the most wearable one out of the four that's been released.
It is going to be the last one from Norvina for this year.
Yes.
Just this year.
Yeah.
So there we go. There's that one. And we also have the ABH Norvina Cake Liner Trios. So these were sort of sneak peeked and then...
They were accidentally shown because they were going to be launched a bit earlier, but then they got delayed because of coronavirus.
Yes. And then they finally came out with them. They were just like, right, let's launch them. They launched on... May 11th, and they're coming in store after July 24th.
Wow, that must be because stores are closed.
Yeah. So anyway, these are trio pans of like solid cake liners. You rehydrate them with a mixing medium or with water. There's like a neon one, and then there's one with white, orange, and purple. I don't understand the white, orange, and purple. Like, why was that the colour story?
I don't know. It's weird.
The neons I understand. It's cohesive.
But the orange in the white, orange, and purple is a neon anyway.
Yeah.
Look, I don't mind these products. I would still prefer to go for Suva, who's been doing it for a longer period of time. I did see a lot of backlash where people were like, they're copying Suva. Well, cake liners have been around for hundreds of years. Not neon ones, obviously, but it's not a new concept. Suva didn't invent it. But I think bang for your buck, Suvas are better. And I have seen some a review or two comparing them, and they seem to be quite comparable.
Right.
So I'll just go Suva. And also these have metal pans which can rust. So
if they get too wet.
So look, they're a bit of fun, and I do think it's capitalizing on that sort of bright trend, and this is a sort of fun way to do it, but I would just prefer to go elsewhere for the same thing.
Fair. Yeah. All right, from Chantecaille, people went mad for this. This is a summer 2020 collection. We've got two Radiance Chic Cheek and highlighter duos. Oh my God, that is really difficult to get out. $84 each. Whoa. There's Coral and Rose. Now, Coral has a peachy champagne highlight and a burnished apricot blush. It is fucking gorgeous.
I know. I'm just like, I want that in my life, but $84 US, I'm not about that life.
No.
I'm not at Chantecaille level.
No. Look, I recently
I'm not there.
purchased a Chantecaille powder and I managed to get it with like a pro discount and a little discount on top of that, and it's still fucking expensive and it still hasn't arrived from the US. So I'm like, no.
Mate.
No. We're not doing this.
We're not going there. But I love the packaging. I love the colours. I love the highlighter and blush duo.
It's stunning.
Oh, and I like that there's a cool tone and a warm toned one. I like it.
I like it too. Then we have Rose, which contains a pale gold highlight and a vivid pink blush. This one, not interested in. It's
not for us, but it is still pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like pink blush makes me want to vom.
Yeah, that's
but, you know. Then we have the Lip Tint Hydrating Balm. So these are tinted balms. They're $34 US each. You've got Madeira, which is a sheer red. Calendula is a sheer orange. Beach Rose is a sheer pink. And Verbena is a sheer plum. It's all available now at Chantecaille.
Oh, okay. We've got a new palette from Haus Laboratories.
Yeah.
So... Look, this is the Stupid Love palette, and it's already available. And it's
pretty stupid love.
Look, you bloody stupid love.
Some people love it, which is fine.
Look, some people think it's stupid, and some people love it, and I think that it's fair. Essentially, this is a blue palette with a pop of nude and warm, which is very interesting. The thing that I sort of would have like my OCD. I don't have OCD, but my OCD tendencies get a bit frustrated at this because there's two sort of 9-pan sections. Would have been so good to see half the palette blue and half the palette nude. Yeah. Whereas there's two blues that are creeping in on the nude little section, which I'm like, too many blues. Yeah. You've overstayed your welcome. Yeah. Back away now. But yeah, essentially it's majority blue and then some nudes to go with it. If you're into blues, you might love it. I did see Nikki Tutorial's review on this. She did say quite nice things, but I wasn't super impressed by it. No. So it's a bit of an interesting one. Hey, at least it's more interesting than her first palette.
Of course. Yeah.
Because her first palette was a snooze fest. Yeah. So, you know, it's not for me, but at least it's got like some personality behind it.
Yes.
So
that's
there's that.
All right. Next we have Huda Beauty.
Yes.
Huda.
Your beauty.
You beauty.
You beauty, mate.
We've got the Legit Lashes double-ended mascara.
I hate that name.
I hate it.
Legit, mate.
I hate that it's
lashes.
legit, and I hate that it's double-ended, and you can all fuck off.
Do you know what I really don't like about it? And it's the double-ended that gets me. Yeah. I don't want one side to give me volume and one side to give me length and curl. I want one side to give me all of it.
I don't want to be like...
And then turn it around. No, I'm dead.
Take off the other end. No, fuck off.
And they don't look that different.
No, they don't.
In the swatches. So why did they even bother?
I don't get it. No. I just want one mascara that
does everything.
Does an amazing job. Okay. And I've got to say that there's a fuckload out there on the market. Yeah. And your double-ended shit is just not...
Look, if you're going to do double-ended, I believe you should have a bang-on formula and like have one end like waterproof and one not waterproof, or one brown and one black. Yeah. You use them at separate times. Yeah. Not... You want some curl, use that one. If you want some volume, go over there. If you want them both, you need to layer them and fucking turn around. It's not going to happen for me.
No. So I'm not into it. Like, if you want volume, curl, and length, you've got to use both ends. No. Get fucked. I don't have time.
Especially mascara is one of the last things I do. And I'm usually like, I'm running late to whatever my life is doing. Even if
I'm not reaching for double-ended anything at that point. I'm like, give me the best mascara that I own.
And I want one swipe and I want out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the ideal.
I agree. Yeah. So they're saying it's a long-lasting matte black, which is really good because I don't know what the fuck you would do with a glossy mascara. And it's meant to offer volume, dramatic curl, and length without weighing down your lashes, but you have to use two mascaras.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's $27 and it launched in May. It's available now if you want it.
All right, the most controversial thing,
Yes.
probably, Jeffree Star and the Cremated collection.
Yes.
So this launched and it sold out.
Yes.
So a lot of
He
people...
did say that he had very limited stock with
okay.
this due to manufacturing or something like that with coronavirus. So there we go.
Yeah, so this is an all grey palette. So it is, a 24 pan palette, all grey toned. And then we've also got some grey glittery lip glosses.
Yeah, no.
That all look very similar. And then we've got merchandise. We've got straws, we've got bags.
2 makeup bags,
And they're in like a marbled kind of design.
And he did re-release his matte black liquid lipstick and I think a black mirror. Restocked them with this collection.
A few people were saying it's a missed opportunity not making marble mirrors.
Yeah,
and I think that's accurate.
I think he mentioned, God, I watched this video, no shit, at like 4:30 in the morning.
You did?
After a massive night. It was the first night that the first weekend when we were allowed to go and visit friends and we had dinner party and we just sat around all night drinking and shooting the shit about what we had been getting up to in fucking lockdown, which was nothing.
Yeah, because I remember I was breastfeeding at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And I saw that you had posted.
I was
and I'm like,
yeah.
what the motherfucker?
What's she doing awake? Well, I'd not been to sleep.
Yeah.
But I think he did mention that there was more that he wanted to bring out with this, but he couldn't.
Okay.
Because of the global situation. So this is what he has and this is what he released. And people were there were a lot of people who were pretty upset by, they felt like this was tone deaf, releasing a palette called Cremated during a global pandemic. And I agree with that. I do think it's a tone deaf time to release this. There were also people defending him and saying, well, what if he's had it like sitting in storage for ages and he's got to release it eventually, otherwise things go bad. And yeah, that's fair, but also the fact that he was saying he was limited with how much he could manufacture and all this stuff.
It's not as if he's got millions and millions of units sitting in storage that he's going to go bankrupt over.
Yeah. So that means this was being manufactured during the time of
the pandemic. Yeah.
So it's not that old.
Yeah, look, and also I think they registered the trademark in September from memory, so they wouldn't have started manufacturing the packaging until the trademark went through.
Yes.
So and I understand that that's still September, October, November, December, January, February. They had quite a lot of time to start making it, but they also had time to back away if they needed to.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sort of on the fence with this release. Firstly, the palette. Look, I think this palette is way too fucking big.
Me too. That's my... Yeah. I love a grey palette. I like the idea of it, but I think it's too big, too many shades. It becomes redundant. Grey is grey. Yeah,
you look at the swatches and you think, okay, there's not enough variation. Like when he holds up his hand with the lightest swatches.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Why do you need all of those?
Yeah,
you only really need two.
Like you don't.
A matte and a shimmer.
Yeah.
So for me, if this was a 9-pan palette or even a 12-pan palette, I think this would have been a really great palette.
Yeah.
Greys aren't my cup of tea. They don't suit me, but I also understand that greys are harder to get at the moment because all the warm toned nudes are really popular and a lot of people do really love greys. So I'm totally fine with that. One thing I also love is that he's done cool toned and warm tone.
Yeah.
Some of these actually look quite khaki, bronzy kind of coloured, which I think is really, really smart. But again, cut it in half. You didn't need as many as you have. When it comes to the name, if it wasn't for the pandemic, I think this is a smart name because it looks like ash being pressed into a pan. Yeah. And he always says deceased, so Cremated is a play on that. It really suits his brand. I don't like Jeffree Star. I'm going to put it out there. I don't like his products. I'm not interested in buying his stuff, but I think this is on brand for him. And I actually really like seeing him bring out a monochrome palette instead of one of those disjointed, I've got some purples and some nudes and some greens and some random shit.
No, this is proper fucking grey.
Yeah, this is like
grey palette.
I think this is actually a lot more refreshing than what he's done for the longest time. So if it wasn't for the pandemic, I would say that this is a smart release.
I agree.
But I think that it's very hard though, because I do understand that he made it before. It's not as if he's capitalizing on the pandemic.
No.
But I also understand that it's like between a rock and a hard place, because I would say if it was in Australia and if it was an Australian brand, hold off by 3 months.
Yeah.
Because the pandemic, hopefully in Australia, will... Like, we're calming down quite a lot. We're easing restrictions. We're seeing a lot of good results. So you think that maybe in 6 months' time, when, you know, the product wouldn't have gone off on the shelves, releasing it then makes a bit more sense.
Yeah.
But in the US, shit has hit the fan.
Yeah,
and that's not going to blow over for a very long time.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to still be struggling with the pandemic for the next year. And it is going to get to a point where you go, when is the right time to release this?
So, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It's launched. It's sold out. If you wanted it, you buy it. If you don't support it, just don't buy it.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. Is a lot of people are like, this is distasteful. And it's like, well, if you don't like it, even if you like the palette but you think it's distasteful, just, you know, vote with your money.
Yeah.
Vote with your money,
I
honey.
think so, yes. All right, moving on to Juvia's Place, we have the Wahala palette. So this is a 20-pan eyeshadow palette with intense colours and a mix of textures. So there's duochromes, soft pearls, creamy mattes and glitters. It translates into drama. So Wahala is a Nigerian pidgin word for drama. We have some like swatch photos of this.
Makes it look pretty cool, doesn't it?
Oh my god, it looks amazing. Like, I wouldn't wear it. I know I wouldn't.
I just like the layout of this. I like that they're in columns. There's like a purple column, a cool tone nude column, a green and sort of gold and mustard column, a red and pink column, and a blue column.
With all different textures.
Yeah, I just think the textures and the way it's laid out just looks really visually appealing. It's like when you see palettes that, like almost like the Norvina one that's so jumbled, and you kind of go, oh, it doesn't really make much sense.
Yeah.
Whereas this, even though I don't want this, because it makes so much sense, I'm like, I kind of want it.
Yeah. It's got some cohesiveness to it. Like, you can look at it and make sense of it. Yeah. It's not just like somebody threw eyeshadows into a palette with their fucking eyes closed in the dark while they were drunk at 4 a.m.
Yeah, but I also think that that's a sort of way that people hide the fact that they've got so many redundant shades, is they don't lay them out in a sort of cohesive order that makes sense. They just kind of go, no, we've got 14 gold, so we need to dot other colours in between.
Put them into little quads that people won't fucking picture anyway, because most people don't use their palettes that way.
Yeah, no. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Exactly right. So this is cool. I'm not a big Juvia's Place formula fan. For some reason, I don't think they worked on my body chemistry, or maybe I had really high expectations that they didn't meet. Yeah. But if you do like Juvia's Place, I think this is a pretty cool palette.
Yeah. All right. There was something that released from a brand, and this is going way back. So we were going to talk about this before they stopped us from going anywhere in Australia, before they made us stay home. This is from KVD Vegan Beauty. It is the new Shade and Light eyeshadow quad in NeuPop. It is $19 and it's available now. 4 shades: New Wave, Electro, Deep Tracks, Love Anthem. I think people were surprised to see this, but mostly surprised because it has Kat Von D written on the packaging. Yeah. So they obviously had this. They either had this in the works, or they just had an excess of this packaging.
I reckon they had. Look, I
reckon they had packaging coming out the wazoo.
Yeah, I do think they had packaging coming out the wazoo. But this seems so random. It's just one palette. Like, they originally released this formatted palette with 4 shade varieties. Yeah. So it makes sense sort of doing that. This just feels like, what the fuck? And then the fact that they've released it with the wrong name on it after they've rebranded, it just feels like an afterthought and just like, oh, we didn't want to waste it, which I understand not wanting to waste packaging. But why would they fucking release this anyway? It's so boring.
What is it?
If they're going to put this in a collection...
It's camel. It's like a bright pinky red, a bright purple, and like a pale whitish pink.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah, the only way this would make sense is if they released it in a capsule collection or like a pack. They should have been like, okay, this is a limited edition quad with a new lip colour and a cool liner colour.
Yeah.
Here's a pack or a collection. But as it is, I understand why people are like, what the actual fuck? It makes no sense. Yeah. And after they've done this whole thing about rebranding, don't you think they should have announced that maybe after they release this?
Yeah. Or they should have just said, look, guys, we have a boatload of this packaging left over. Look, I've got to say, if this was my brand, I would have been like, if we're rebranding and we are disassociating, we have to do it properly.
And there's nothing wrong with putting like this stuff out heavily discounted.
Yeah.
Just being like, look, we're getting rid of old stock.
$19.
Yeah, getting rid of old stock. That's what they should have done. They should have got rid of old stock before they rebranded, so they didn't have this issue, and then come out with something completely different.
Yeah.
Whereas the fact that they, did like a soft rebrand, like an announcement that someone split.
Yeah.
Even say, look, Kat Von D split from the brand, and then announce the rebrand months later after everything's sorted. It doesn't make sense what they're doing. It's like they're going backwards.
I just don't, like, if this is the way that they're going to run the brand, I don't see them making any sort of comeback.
Well, it's no different from how Kat Von D was
It's going to be
charge.
Stale and stagnant. I'm just releasing this weird thing in old packaging randomly on its own.
And no one wants it. No one wants it.
Like, what are you doing, Ken? I feel like Kendo just don't give a fuck. Like, that's the vibe I get. Yeah, I look at this and I go, they don't care about that collection. They're putting all of their effort into Fenty.
I agree.
Yeah. From LA Splash, we have a Hunger Games collection. So this previously launched at an exhibition in Las Vegas, and at this moment, it's exclusive to the LA Splash website. So we have 2 eyeshadow palettes. They're both quads, $20 each. We've got the classic eyeshadow palette, which is a classic eyeshadow palette. It's very brown. It's very nude. It's very wearable. And then we have the sort of brightish palette. It's called the Dazzling Eyeshadow Palette. So this has a white, kind of like a yellow gold, a blue and a bright pink. Then we have the Velvet Matte Liquid Lipsticks. There comes in 4 shades. They're $16 each. We've got Capital, Girl on Fire, Katniss, and Primrose. There's the Capital Couture and Girl on Fire Luminous Liquid Glitter Liners. These come in 6 shades, $14 each. And then there are 4 styles of 3D foam ink lashes for $12 each.
Look, this is interesting. I personally am a Hunger Games fan. Not like a fangirl, but a fan. Like, I've read the books. I'm # Team Peter. It is what it is. I've read the books. We're Team Peter. I know that Gale is more attractive in the movies. I get it. I understand that, but I've read the books. This is worlds colliding. This was sort of like not as much as Game of Thrones and Urban Decay, but it's definitely sort of worlds colliding, and I'm like, I wish they just did it better. Yeah. Like, not that I've got access to this anyway in Australia, but I sort of, which is good because I don't really want it. Yeah. But there's nothing here that I'm like, Hunger Games, because they have the Capitol and they've got the weird clothes and everything, they could have done such cool stuff.
Look, I haven't read the book, so I've seen the movies, and I look at it and I'm like...
Missed opportunity.
I'm not even a mega fan. I've watched, like, the first one I've seen the movie twice, and the other ones I've watched them once.
They should have had a different sort of colour story for each district, and actually really gone in with the theme of the district, I reckon that would have been rad.
Yeah.
Even if it was just like doing a colour pop, and you know how they have the Disney princesses with like one lip gloss,
Yep.
one blush, one eyeshadow, or whatever the hell they do in like a little set, and they had like district themed things.
Yeah.
They could have done such cool stuff, but I just feel like this is so generic. This is like $2 shop makeup.
Like shimmery liquid eyeliner, those palettes, I'm just like...
The palettes are Yawn Town.
And
They're
also,
so bad.
I will say, the lashes, I just look at them and I'm like, oh, I can see the plastic from here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that this is an affordable brand.
But they're $12 lashes. That's not even
actually
affordable. That's not even affordable.
If we were to buy them, they would be like about $20. Yeah.
In Australia. Nah, mate. So, yeah, I don't think... could have been something amazing.
Could have been better.
Missed opportunity.
Could have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Manny.
Yes.
Manny, Lunar Beauty. All right, we have the Moon Prism Blush Collection.
Yeah, technically this is sort of an update because we did see him sneak peek. He was wearing like blush and freckles and gloss, and I think we said that we think it's something to do with blush.
Yep.
And it is.
It is. So we have the Moon Prism Blush Palette. It's $35. It contains 6 shades. And we have 3 lip glosses, $17 each. Celine is a re-release though. It came out with a previous collection. It was limited edition, so they brought it back. And of course, things were sold in bundles as well. You could buy the lip glosses as a bundle, or you could buy all of the lip glosses and the palette together. I was kind of, when I found out that this was a blush palette, I was kind of excited, and then I saw it and I was like, oh, it just looks like every other blush palette I've seen.
Look, I'm sort of excited to see what the formula's like. I'm not going to buy this because I am on a bit of a blush kick at the moment, but I think because I've got a blush palette in my project pan and I'm making some good progress on it, that I'm like, I can buy blushes.
Yeah.
And I'm also heavy-handed with my blushes at the moment because I'm doing with my project pan, so I'm sort of like, I'm getting back into blushes.
Yeah.
I am curious about the formula of this. I think it'd be nice. I think there are some really nice shades in there. They're really light pink. Kills me. Some
of them are pretty, and I historically like his formula for stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not like, I don't look at it and go, I hate it. But I'm just like, oh, I hate pink blush. I do hate pink blush. Like, I actually hate it.
Yeah.
And the more that I see pink blush, the more I'm like, I hate that. Like, it grows within me. So I wouldn't buy this because pink blush, but there are some really beautiful, like that orange shade.
Yeah.
That's a sexy blush shade. The other two at the far end, they're too dark for me. But
and that's the thing. Like, there's one that's way too light, 2 that are way too dark for me personally. And there's always going to be, like with blush palettes that are this diverse in depth of colour, you're never going to use all of them. And that's the thing that drives me bananas about blush palettes is unless you can use them all, why the fuck are you buying it?
Unless you're making 3 blush palettes that are like
light, medium,
deep.
Yeah.
You never, like one person will never be able, you're never going to be light and dark enough to use all of them.
No, and you can trick yourself into thinking you are.
But you're not.
But realistically, you're either going to look like a clown or it's going to look like you've got powder, like ashy face. So, you know, I like the idea of this. I think it actually, like if you're into sort of pinky blushes, this is a nice palette. I'd love to try the formula, but yeah, it's just the fact that I can't use it all, I'm not going to
I'm not
even
into
give it a crack.
the whole palette thing. The glosses look very nice though. People rave about them. Apparently they're good. One day I will buy one.
There we go.
One day. Okay. That's not me having an orgasm, unfortunately.
I was like, I'm like, is that a good sound or a bad sound? I'm curious to see what she's...
I'm constipated with Nars Orgasm.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the Orgasm X collection from Nars, which I think we knew was coming. I believe we had like a...
They had an Orgasm X blush that they released already.
Yeah. but I feel like we knew that there was a collection coming.
Well, they've always got an
know,
orgasm
but
collection
anyway,
coming. Let's be real.
Let's be
real.
Let's be fair. That's yeah.
There's always one on the cards.
There is. We've got one right now that we're going to show you about, but you better bet your ass there's one on the cards.
Yes.
If you can find someone who will take that bet, do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this consists of the Nars Mini Orgasm Eyeshadow Palette. It's $25 and it contains mini pans, 0.7 grams. So that's like those little ones that we've seen at NARS do have mini ones.
Remember? Oh, yeah, they do. They do. The little
few...
6-pan ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
they're like Voyager palettes.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like
and
that.
Look, it's a cute little palette. Not too bad. It's very Orgasm X-y. Good stuff. Then we have the NARS Orgasm Eyeshadow Palette. So this is a standard quad palette, $52. It's limited edition. This, look, it's pretty...
It's pink.
It's pink.
It's pink.
Yes, it is. And then we have the NARS Orgasm X Cheek Palette, $42. Contains an Orgasm Highlighter, Orgasm, and Orgasm X Blush.
All things that have been released in the past.
Yeah. I don't understand, like, why...
I think Orgasm Highlighter has been released in the past, hasn't
it has. Yeah. And the last thing is an Orgasm... Norgasm. That's
what Norvina does.
That's what we're calling this collection from now on. Norgasm oil-infused lip tint, $26. So this is just like Orgasm lip tint. It's a pretty colour.
I think it looks nice in the swatch. I think it's going to be it's a lot more pink in real life.
Heavily photoshopped.
Yeah, of course.
Which is why it looks nice.
Yeah.
So the collection is available now, but people were excited about this.
Really?
And I was just like...
Right. So that's the thing, though.
Don't get me wrong. There were people who were like...
WTF, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, that's the thing, though. Like, we are... Whenever we talk about NARS and there's always an orgasm thing, or they're re-promoting orgasm, or they're putting it in a bigger pan, or they're putting it in a stick, or they're, whatever it is. Yeah. We see it day in, day out. So we're like, my fucking God.
Like again.
Again, mate. But I think since they keep doing it, they must be selling.
They have to be.
So I think we're in a weird position where we're viewing it
like
in a really negative
light. Who's got all these orgasms? Like, how many comments? Get in the comments and tell me how many products from NARS do you have that contain orgasm? Whether it be blush, the Orgasm X blush, orgasm highlighter, orgasm lip colors, orgasm eye,
multiple sticks, all that kind of stuff.
How many?
Yeah.
Get in your collection, look everywhere and tell me how many. Because I know just with the little palettes that I have, I reckon I've got about 4, maybe 5. And that's not even like intentionally purchasing it.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing. Like they really do push orgasm, and I think if you're analysing it, it's way too over the top, but it's clearly their best-selling colour and it sells. It must
Apparently,
sell. It must sell.
It must.
And I have to say, look, I did swatch Orgasm X in store. Much nicer than Orgasm.
To be fair, it's nice.
Much nicer. Yeah. Very pigmented blush.
Yeah.
Can look a bit clown-like, but much nicer than the original Orgasm.
I don't even know why people like Orgasm. It's like glitter.
It's a cool tone blush with gold glitter in it. Yeah, I don't get it either.
I don't really get it.
That's an early 90s thing. I don't get it.
It is what it is.
Not 90s, 2000s. Early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for me.
Something else that we have here that people were like,
Keep it
out right now. And I don't blame them. These are the Filler Instinct Plumping Lip Colours from NYX. They're a semi-sheer, shiny finish lipstick infused with ginger and hyaluronic acid for a smooth and shiny, just bitten look and 8 full hours of hydration. They're available now for $8 each. And look, they come in not a bad shade range for like
the 2 brownie nudes.
Yep, beautiful. Like. You've got a plum for deeper skin tones. You've got a red, an orangey red, And then a pink. You've got to have a pink because there's always someone who likes pink.
There's always someone that likes orgasm. There's always someone that likes pink.
Correct.
And they're the ones that like orgasm.
Correct. But people were really excited about these. I understand why, because I want the nudes.
Yeah, that's
Please
fair.
and thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a second version of a palette from Pat McGrath. So was it their last palette they released was the
Divine Rose?
Divine Rose,
Yeah,
and
I think
now
it
they've
was.
released the version 2.
Yeah.
They're saying that this is 10 brilliantly blendable pigments that elevate eye artistry to the heavens in sublime shades, ranging from petal soft pink, peach rosé and burgundy to guilty golds, brazen bronze and astral champagne. So anyway, along with this, they've released some bundles so that you can get the Divine Rose 1 and Divine Rose 2. $230 thank you very much.
That'd be $400 in Australia.
Yeah, crazy. You can get a lip trio in pink. It's $80 and it contains 3 lip products: the Divine Rose Gloss, Suburbia Lip Pencil, and Soft Core Matte Trance Lipstick. And there's also this lip trio in peach. So that's $80 as well. It's got the Peach Perversion Gloss, Buff Lip Pencil, and Christy Matte Lip Trance Lipstick. So these are launching in June. I don't have a price for the palette alone, but it'd be the same price as the 10-pan palettes. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm a bit confused. I'm kind of confused.
Yeah.
So Divine Rose 1, I thought, it's very wearable. There's mauves, there's browns, there's like champagnes. It's very bridal, it's very wearable. I have swatched this in store before all the lockdown business, and I was like, okay, it's a nice palette.
I get it. Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
For the price, I don't need it, but I get it. It's nice. Then they brought out this one that has a pop of like bright gold, a pop of pink, and this it's like trichrome.
Yeah.
Eyeshadow, and I'm like, fuck you, Pat McGrath.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want the pink, I don't want the gold, I like the browns, and I want the trichrome.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to spend $200 on a trichrome eyeshadow. But if they've got me second, like guessing or thinking about my choices in life and going, I don't need Pat McGrath in my life, it's too bougie and not worth it in my opinion. If they've got me second guessing that, they've done something well.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought when I saw the palette. There were a lot of people commenting that particular shade was like sucking them in. But there were also some woke people pointing out that this is what Pat McGrath does every single time.
Boring and then one special shade. Yeah. They do that every single time.
Single palette, if you look at them, 1 or 2 special shades that like really push people over the edge.
Yep.
And
it'd be nice if they just put all those shades in one palette.
Yeah.
Because I'd go, would be worth the money. A special palette that you reach for just for like the topper shades or the special shades or the glitter shades.
Especially with like divine packaging like that. Like, I get that. But otherwise I'm not falling for it. If I want multi-chromes, I actually have a fuckload of them.
That's
I just have to dig through my collection and pull them out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but I think they've done something smart here. And I think also the Divine Rose 1 got a lot of good reviews from people because it is very, very wearable and, they could invest in it but also get a lot of use out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say if the trichrome was in the Divine Rose 1, I'd probably give it a crack.
Fair. Divine Rose was nice.
Yeah, it's just such a basic palette.
Yeah.
But if you're going to use it a lot, then you can kind of go, well, I can justify spending the money. But, I don't need it.
No.
I don't like Pat McGrath shadows that much.
Fair. No, neither do I. I don't think they're worth it.
Shit no.
They're just not.
Shit no. Sell the trichrome individually.
Yes, I agree. Okay, we saw something from Quick Flick that is potentially quite innovative. So this is called the Eyelash Glue Pen. So it's the Quick Lash. It is essentially a latex-free eyelash glue in a pen, like a liquid liner pen. It comes in clear and black, and we're starting to see that tacky formula.
Oh, the
they're
Huda
saying
one.
that you can re-stick it. Yeah. Now, these are 24 Australian dollars. I did see some people mention that they had tried this. And if you sort of, like if you get it on your eyelid and it's not in an area where the lash is sort of covering it and you've got hooded eyelids.
Oh, it sticks.
Your lid will like stick to the lash.
Because doesn't set.
Yeah.
That sounds like that would be problematic.
Yeah.
Can you imagine be like, you just have your eyes like, they're stuck open.
You go to like blink and your eyes
And it just
like,
pulls.
shit. Yeah, no. And here's the thing, like I remember when we were talking about the Huda one, it was like, you can just pull it on and pull it off. I'm like,
why do you need to do that?
For starters, like, okay, fine. If you fuck up applying your lashes, it's annoying and you want to be able to reapply it quickly, putting glue on and doing it again, that's annoying. But also, I was like, there's got to be a fucking catch with this. Like, there's got to be some sort of pain in the ass thing that happens with something that's constantly tacky on your eye. It never occurred to me that it would be your eyelids sticking together. So there you go.
But it makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
The thing that concerns me about this product, and this is just my hesitation, but it sounds really cool and it sounds like it's something that would be really useful.
Yeah, potentially innovative.
Yeah,
but
my only issue with it is my, like, you know how lash glue kind of gets thick after
and goopy.
Yeah, and
that
goopy after a couple of months.
The nib of this would get feral.
It would clog.
Yeah.
And then you'd end up not being able to use it.
Yeah.
Well, at least with lash glue that you apply with like a brush or something, you can sort of mix it around.
Yeah.
But with something that flows through a pen, if it gets clogged, it's a waste.
Yes.
That's the thing that I'm like. It seems like an interesting concept, but I almost feel like people aren't doing it for a reason.
Yeah.
Except for Quick Flick.
Yes. All right. Last thing, we saw Wayne Goss's luxury lip collection, and he does have a gloss. He didn't call it Wayne Gloss.
I know. He didn't actually call it Wayne Gloss.
He called it High Shine Gloss.
Missed opportunity, Wayne Gloss.
Look, whatevs. Do whatever you want, but, you know, I'm just saying it would have been funny.
Yeah.
So we've got the luxury cream lipstick. This comes in 10 shades. It's cream lipstick with a satin finish, $28. I'm not going to go through all of the shade names and colours.
Especially since they look the same.
They look the same. There's there's pinks, there's nudes, there's pinks, berries.
Yeah.
Pinks.
It's a heavy pink.
It's a lot.
And
I
don't get it. I don't get it.
Not really interested. Then we have the High Shine Gloss. This comes in 7 shades. These do look nice and a bit more colour variant. So we've got nudes, deep nudes, pinks, and then like plummy berry shades. So there you go. And then we have 5 lip liners. And these come in nudes and then I would say pink and then quite dark colours. A lot of people were anticipating this. We knew it was coming.
Yeah, because we saw packaging that was a tube, and some people were wondering if it's a perfume or foundation stick,
or a foundation or
highlighter stick.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be a highlighter stick or lipsticks.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to be doing Elisa Eldridge and maybe releasing a few lipsticks.
Yes. Yeah.
So we knew that something was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We knew it was coming. And it launched and it went out to a lot of influencers and they got very good reviews. And then people started to buy them.
What were the reviews then?
Some people not so impressed. Just with the way that they apply and sit on the lips and how they mix together. So like, you know when you put a lip gloss over a lipstick and it sort of breaks down the lipstick? Stuff like that.
Well, this implies that that's also how you use it though. If they're launching lip liners, lipsticks and lip glosses together.
Not even implied. He's flat out said in his video. He was like, lip gloss over your lipstick, lip gloss over your lip liner. Now, granted, where I saw it mentioned that it was breaking down the lipstick, they did mention it worked well over the lip liner.
Yeah.
So that was fine.
That's always a great combo. Lip liner and lip gloss.
Absolutely.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think, you know, because they went out to so many influencers and they were being so highly praised, I just feel bad for people who bought them and then had a similar experience to other people who were like, hang on, why didn't anyone mention this? You know, like if it's just one person saying it, then fine, you can be like, maybe it's just the way it works with their body chemistry or whatever. But yeah, I think, I would have been disappointed.
Yeah.
I know someone personally who was like, I'm so glad I didn't buy them straight off the bat because I would have been pissed.
And that's fair. Look, the thing that I don't love about this is I feel like it's makeup for the sake of makeup.
Yeah.
And I was sort of, not that I had super high expectations, but when I'm going to compare it to Lisa Eldridge, because I feel like they're of a similar standing in the YouTube community. Yeah. They are both from the UK. I'm going to just use that as a sort of benchmark comparison. When she brought out the lipsticks, she put a lot of effort into packaging and quality and brought out only a couple of, like 3 shades. Yeah. 3 shades at a time. And I feel like what he's done wrong, like they felt like special lipsticks.
They did.
And the colours and the formulas sort of felt like she was putting her stamp on, this is what I want from a lipstick. What I feel like Wayne Goss has done is, I want to create makeup because I love makeup. So I'm just going to bring out nude.
He brought out lips. 3 ranges.
Yeah.
When he could have just done one
really well.
Yeah.
And I think also the packaging looks like private labelled crap.
I'm really sorry, but I hate the packaging.
I hate it. I
don't like it
either.
It
looks private labelled. I'm not saying that it is private labelled at all. But I reckon what he's done is put more effort into the formula and getting a large shade range than actually putting more time and effort into making it feel luxe. And I think for the price, okay, it's not super, super, super expensive, but I expected more.
Yeah.
Is where I'm coming from.
I think I expected more from Wayne Goss.
Yeah, I totally expected more. And I think if he did his stamp on, like similar to what Lisa Eldridge did, I'd be like, cool, get it. I feel like his brushes had more forethought in them than these do. This just feels like I'm rushing makeup because I'm expected to bring out makeup.
Yeah, that's...
And I there's nothing there that intrigues me.
Yeah. Look, I have heard good things about all... And I'm not saying like from influencers who received the products. I've heard good things from people who purchased the products themselves. And I've heard negative things as well. So I think this is pretty standard run of the mill. And, you know, I would potentially try something in the future. Like if I was making an order, I might chuck in a lipstick or a lip gloss, probably a lip gloss. So for me, it's not like a never say never kind of release. But I think... I don't know. I just expected this to be like massive and huge and wildly popular and people like screaming from the rooftops how amazing it is. And it's just sort of gone, woo.
Yeah.
Or maybe not like, but sort of like, woo. Yeah. It's a shame, but.
It is a shame.
Sometimes these things happen.
It is a shame.
But you know, he's off to a... You know, he's started. He's
off to a start.
He's making makeup. So, you know, we've got to give him that.
Yeah.
We'll see what he does in the future. But that's it for our update.
Yes. So that's everything. Not everything, but most things that we missed out, or most interesting things that we missed out on over the last 3 weeks or so. There were a lot of other things that were released, but they were kind of boring.
Yeah. Or like there wasn't a lot of community engagement on them. So we thought there's no point in talking about the 20 Makeup Revolution releases that
when no one gives a shit about
no one cared about.
Yeah. But if you did want to check out other things that we aren't covering, we do have an Instagram account that we've posted a lot of things on. So you just have to scroll back, see what Makeup Revolution trash was released.
Yes.
And we also have a Facebook group where people post things that they find and there's discussion on that. So
Yes.
if you wanted to join that, we do always have that linked down below in the description box. You do have to request and answer some questions to join. But yeah, so if you really wanted to see the trash, sift through the trash, you are more than welcome to do that on your own.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
You have the power.
You do have
Also,
power.
before we sign off, we would like to say thank you to
Oh,
Sarah.
yeah.
Sarah, we got your package and then lockdown. But we
Yes.
opened it today.
And it's very
and
sweet.
Very sweet. You're very funny and you shouldn't have. That
Yeah.
was cheeky, but it was funny and we
Yeah.
had a lol. So
And thank you
Thank
for
you
these
for the bubbers.
as well. Oh,
Yes,
we got the startle reflex going.
Yeah,
Whoopsie
no,
daisy.
don't
You
do
excited
that.
about clothes? That's my boy.
Yes.
But so
Good.
thank you very much. And
Thank
we if we do a mail opening, we'll try to save some of these things, but
Yeah.
I can't foresee that happening in the next few months.
No,
so we're just
we're
going to do a public shout out saying thank you very
Yes,
much.
yes.
Very, very sweet of you.
Thank
And
you.
yes,
Oh, yes. We snackied.
we've been nomming on
Snacky
those.
snacked.
Yes.
They're delicious.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. We hope you enjoyed this little catch up. And we will see you very soon in the next one.
Nice to be back.
Yes. Back to work.
Woo!
Whoa.
Huh. Yeah.
Oh, give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Please. It's good
Yes.
for the algorithm. Love you guys. See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.